In the lush, vibrant heart of ancient Greece, where the divine was as present as the air that mortals breathed, there lived a nymph named Echo. Echo lived in the lush, untamed forests of ancient Greece, a spirit of joy and laughter, her essence intertwined with the natural world she cherished so deeply. She was a creature of unparalleled beauty, yet it was not just her beauty that defined her. It was her voice, a unique gift that allowed her to mimic any sound in nature, weaving the essence of the world into her speech. She had a voice that could mimic the music of the streams, the rustle of leaves, and even the soft whispers of the wind. Her words were as captivating as the mysteries of the forest she called home. Her voice was her identity, and she reveled in the joy of conversation, engaging with anyone who wandered into her domain. Echo's life was one of tranquil happiness, roaming the woods, dancing in moonlit glades, and singing with the morning dew. Yet within this idyllic existence, Echo's fate would be woven with threads of sorrow and desire, entangled in the whims of gods and the tragedy of unrequited love. Her story begins with Hera, the queen of the gods, whose jealousy was as renowned as her power. Hera's husband, Zeus, was known for his numerous affairs, and Echo, with her enchanting voice, had unwittingly become a pawn in Zeus's games, distracting Hera with her endless chatter while Zeus pursued his mortal loves. When Hera discovered this deception, her wrath was as fierce as a tempest. She cursed Echo, and her curse was cruel. Echo would never use her voice again to speak first. She could only repeat the last words spoken to her. From that moment, Echo could no longer initiate speech, a cruel irony for one who had delighted in conversation. Stripped of her voice, Echo's heart grew heavy, and she withdrew into the solitude of her beloved forests, her existence shadowed by loss. It was in this state of loneliness that Echo first beheld Narcissus, a youth whose beauty was so striking that it enchanted both nymphs and mortals, drawing them irresistibly towards him. Narcissus, however, was cursed with a heart that knew no love but self-love. He spurned all who sought his affection, his indifference as cold as the mountain streams. Desperate to connect with Narcissus, Echo used her curse to her advantage, repeating his words, trying to convey her feelings through the echoes of his own voice. She followed him through the forests, longing to express her feelings, but her curse bound her. But Narcissus, oblivious to his surroundings, listened only to his own voice, failing to notice the nymph smitten with love. When Narcissus heard his own words mirrored back to him, he scanned his surroundings in irritation, failing to spot the adoring nymph concealed by foliage. "Who's there?" he shouted, only to have his question thrown back at him. "Come out," he demanded, his frustration mounting with each of Echo's echoed responses. But as he departed in a huff, without even realizing it, he rejected her advances. Echo was left with a broken heart, her love unreciprocated, her voice nothing but a faint echo of his. The story of Echo's unrequited love and Narcissus's indifference reached the ears of Nemesis, the goddess of retribution. Nemesis saw in Narcissus the pride and vanity that the gods despised, and she resolved to enact a fitting punishment. She led Narcissus to a clear pool where for the first time he saw his own reflection. Narcissus instantly fell in love with the beautiful figure in the water, not realizing it was but his own image. He was ensnared, unable to tear himself away, his desire for the unreachable reflection consuming him. Days passed, and Narcissus lingered by the pool, his life fading as he pined for his own reflection. In the end, he wasted away, leaving behind nothing but a flower that bore his name, a lasting reminder of his vanity and Echo's sorrow. Echo, witnessing the tragic demise of her beloved, retreated further into the forest, her spirit fading until only her voice remained, echoing through the valleys and gorges. She evolved into an echo without shape, embodying her love and the cruelty of fate. Echo's story did not end in obscurity. She became a symbol of unrequited love and the pain of loss. Her voice, though a mere echo, continued to resonate. While Echo's own actions are driven by love and desire for connection, Narcissus's indifference, rooted in his vanity, results in Echo's loss and suffering. The story uses Narcissus's self-absorption as a cautionary tale, demonstrating how vanity can lead to isolation and the pain of others being overlooked or dismissed. The gods, deeply moved by her ordeal, immortalized Echo in the sounds of nature, where her voice can still be heard in the echo of canyons and caves, a hauntingly beautiful reminder of the echoes of love that linger long after the voices have faded.